special sneak peek at the latest episode of You're My Best Friend with Moxy and Ruben J. If you like what you hear, head over to thebestfriendshow.com to subscribe.
Your thoughts on tithing? Like, obviously, you guys kind of live off of it because that's how you guys get paid and stuff. And I don't think tithing's a bad thing, but I do find it interesting where some churches just kind of like, hey, so we're going to pass the plate around, you know, give if you can. If it's your first time, don't feel obligated. Other churches bring people up who got cured of cancer, and they're like, tell them because you tithed, you know. And then so they come out and say, you know, I tithed the entire time, and the Lord, you know, cured my cancer. Where do you guys fall on that, you know, personally and professionally?
I think we've definitely seen it abused a lot. Just being in church for our whole life. Yeah. Sometimes this chair makes weird noises. I promise it's the chair. Okay?
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, we can't hear it anyway.
Also, sometimes it's a little smelly, but anyway.
This chair is stinky.
Just kidding. I promise. Kind of. No, yes, I do.
Stop deflecting.
Tithing. Mike.
Oh, we got to start doing a video podcast.
We do.
This is
Sounds like a circus in here.
So we actually met in college at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that was, especially at that time, very much in sort of that prosperity gospel message sort of pocket. The president, especially at the time, was very much like, plant a seed, expect a harvest. And so it kind of sets God up as this Coke machine that you put your money in and cling,
We're talking soda, correct?
you get your blessing. What?
Hopefully that's
We're
what
talking
he was-
soda, correct?
Yeah, he said vending machine, and he said you put your money in, you ask
I
God
said
for your
Coke
blessing,
machine.
and out pops your blessing. That's how it works.
At one time when I was doing the offering thought at the mega church we worked at in Austin, I said, God is not a Coke machine. I was able to like vindicate that whole thing from my
You
head
said
and my
him
heart.
right.
Yeah, for those
I'm sure he heard it.
people that were there that day. But anyway, so I think we're both really sensitive about trying just to walk that well with integrity and knowing like in our lives, we have seen God bring miracles, literally. Just like, God, we can't pay our bills. What are we going to do? And people saying, hey, we've got this free guest house. You guys want to move into it for free? Oh, and by the way, we have an extra car. Do you need one of those? Like, just like ridiculous. Like, I think we have to like take it out of our mind that this is about like cash and money. It's about God's abundance for us and his love for us and his care for us. And sometimes he uses other people to do that. Almost always, actually, I would say it has to come from our brothers and sisters, really. And so I think for us, we want to focus on just like being a generous people, being a generous church. And sometimes you just have to take a baby step of doing that by giving some money at church. Yeah. And yes, we do have bills we have to pay at the church. Actually, kind of a lot of them. And salaries to pay. And yet,
Insurance. And
something we loved coming into this church was how generous they were to the community, to missionaries overseas, to like, to so many different areas. And so that's really important to us too. You were going to say things.
I was going to say things, but you said them
He
really
like
well.
opened his mouth to talk, and I was like, here I have some thoughts.
I'm glad you did.
After weird chair jokes.
Those are good, but I think both of us overreacted to seeing the abuses in the more independent churches that we were in, and especially in college, that we've had to go on this journey at almost a full circle of like, well, we have to talk about it, and actually, you know, our wherever our money is, there's our heart also. And we just finished a sermon series at the end of the year on generosity. And
that was a big stretch for you, and you did so good.
My inner dialogue was like, stop putting pillows around this, say this directly. But there's so much anxiety around it for me because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that pastor. And
and that guy just recently came out and said that he was wrong.
Right.
The prosperity guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read that article.
That's his actual name, the prosperity guy.
Yeah, no.
The prosperity guy. We can't mention
Kenneth
it for
Hagin,
copyright reasons.
He was a big
but
one.
No, yeah, Benny Hinn came out and straight up said that.
Benny
Oh,
Hinn?
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that article.
Yeah, he came out and said that he's been wrong this entire time, that he was going to stop preaching the prosperity
bless.
gospel, which, you know, of course is a huge win for, you know, what the gospel really is, you know, because it isn't about how much money you have or how much money you can give. Because at that point, you know, I think poor people in general just have this whole thing of like, you know, the rich can get whatever they want because they have the money, and that's not the way it works with God.
And they're
You know?
saying, oh, you just don't have enough faith.
Right.
One of my
Oh.
favorite theologians says, if it's not true for a single mom in Haiti, then it's not true for me. If you're saying, like, do this, and then God will give you this. If it's not true for someone like a single mom in Haiti, then it's not true. It's not
like
true
that.
theology. It's not true gospel.
I feel like we've kind of gotten past the point of like, I just heard Brian Broderson actually just was talking about this at a staff meeting the other day, and he was saying, we aren't the church anymore where it used to be, you came dirty and we would tell you to go home, shower, shave, get your best suit on and come back. It's like, no, come in and we'll embrace you the way you are.
Yeah.
Like it's not about what's in your bank account. It's not about what type of shoes you wear, and so many times I think especially in America, I think we forget that like when it comes down to like the core gospel message, it isn't just for the rich.
No.
In fact, it's probably, geared more towards the poor,
Yeah.
because the poor have more of a dependence on God. It seems like,
Yeah.
poor people tend to pray to God a lot more just to pay their mortgage every month.
Well, we recognize our need for God more
Yeah.
when we have less,
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, that was the example Jesus set. That's why he didn't meet in synagogues. He preached on the mountainsides, on the hillside, so anybody could come. Like women weren't allowed in the synagogues. And so he was saying, hey, guess what? This is for everyone. And you don't have to be anyone or any certain way to receive this message that I'm sharing.
That's awesome.
We hope you enjoyed the sneak peek of the latest episode of You're My Best Friend with Moxy and Ruben J. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, and Downcast, or go to thebestfriendshow.com for more info.